He's quite a bit more than just a boy wizard, you know. Welcome to Watch Mojo UK, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 things you didn't know about Daniel Radcliffe. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're looking at interesting facts and snippets of trivia about the much-loved British actor Daniel Radcliffe. Number 10, he disliked the books. For the countless die-hard Potterheads, you're likely to be shocked and probably a little disappointed to hear that Daniel Radcliffe wasn't a fan of the Potter books when he first read them. As the story goes, he started Philosopher's Stone as a child and, after stopping because he wasn't enjoying it, didn't finish reading it until he had already been given the role in the films.
Stupid.
According to other sources, he gave up after the second book before landing the part. Either way, we can take some comfort in knowing that after giving them another go, he became an avid fan just like the rest of us.
I don't know why I avoided the Harry Potter books for so long. These are great. I just started number 6.
That's a good one. Dumbledore dies in that one.
Number 9, his pre-Potter career.
My habitation,
Davy.
habitation.
Before being spotted at the theatre and being asked to audition, Radcliffe had already done his fair share of acting, so Harry wasn't his first role. In 1999, Daniel starred in a BBC adaptation of David Copperfield, where he worked alongside the future Professor McGonagall, Maggie Smith.
Trotwood Copperfield, eh?
Trotwood Copperfield.
Trotwood Copperfield.
Following that, he appeared in The Tailor of Panama, which starred Pierce Brosnan and Brendan Gleeson, with Gleeson also eventually going on to join the Harry Potter cast as Mad-Eye Moody. So even before he rocked up to Hogwarts, Radcliffe had gained valuable experience working with legendary British actors.
You're looking fit. Yeah, he's absolutely gorgeous. Let's say we get undercover before someone murders him.
Number 8, it's just not cricket. Away from the set, Radcliffe's a big sports fan. And while he doesn't follow English football as much anymore, following American football more closely instead, his first love was apparently cricket. The actor has always been open about his passion for the sport, regularly telling stories about queuing for autographs and practicing after school.
Not bad, Potter.
In fact, he had even held an early ambition to play cricket for England one day. That never materialised, but on his 18th birthday, he was invited to Lord's to watch a game and meet the England team. Lucky for some.
Uh-oh.
Number 7, Swiss Army Man doll. In 2016, Radcliffe won over a whole new fanbase by starring in Swiss Army Man, where he perfectly played a corpse.
Hi.
The film itself might have been labelled as bizarre, but critics perhaps unexpectedly cooed over how moving the story really was. But arguably the strangest aspect of the film unfolded on the promo tour. As part of the shoot, filmmakers commissioned a life-size replica of the Radcliffe corpse to be made.
Will he sit up? Not really.
So Daniel decided to take his macabre identical doll around the world with him to all sorts of interviews and parties. Named Manny after the character in the film, that cold, dead stare creeped a lot of people out.
I mean, it's quite disconcerting because he is sort of staring at me.
Number 6, he poisoned himself. In 2014, Radcliffe starred in fantasy horror film Horns, which was filmed in Canada.
You turned away from God and you cast yourself into the darkness.
But I didn't do anything wrong.
Every devil used to be an angel.
However, the crisp Canadian climate meant that, to stop the pipes on set from freezing, the tap water was doused with antifreeze. Needless to say, it wasn't suitable for drinking. But Daniel didn't get the memo. Instead, he got himself a nice refreshing glass after a hard day's filming, effectively poisoned himself, and was bedridden for 3 days. Back in the good old days of Harry Potter, he'd have been straight to Madame Pomfrey. Alas, real-life melodies aren't quite as magical.
What do you expect? Pumpkin juice?
Number 5, he designed a bed. He may be an internationally famous actor, with most of his Hollywood career still ahead of him, but Radcliffe's a man of charity too.
Are you serious right now? Dude, this is for charity.
Oh, Jack, we need an answer.
Yeah, I don't know. Gosh, I want to say...
And he regularly gets stuck in with the fundraising. Perhaps one of the most interesting things he has done to raise money for charity is the time he designed a children's bed for Habitat. The Q-bed, notice the pun, was made up of small cubes which could be moved around to create any shape the sleeper wanted. All royalties made from the actually pretty clever design went to Demelza House Children's Hospice in Kent. Number 4, he has dyspraxia. An especially surprising Radcliffe fact is that he suffers from dyspraxia, since he doesn't often show many signs of the condition in his work or in behind-the-scenes interviews. Daniel has a very mild version of the disorder, which affects coordination and movement, but has revealed that he can sometimes even struggle with tying his shoelaces. Given that the guy is universally known as one of the world's favourite ever heroes, it's clear that he hasn't allowed his dyspraxia to slow him down, and he's often cited as an inspiration for anyone in a similar position. Number 3, he's in the National Portrait Gallery. At the age of just 14, but with a couple of Potter films already under his belt, Radcliffe sat for a portrait drawn by the artist Stuart Pearson Wright.
Fortuna Major.
Wait.
2 years later, when the actor was still just 16, that same portrait was hung in its new home, London's National Portrait Gallery. At the time, Daniel was the youngest ever non-royal to have his individual portrait put on display at the prestigious venue. Suffice to say, the piece proved pretty popular with tourists. Number 2, he's a published poet. Daniel Radcliffe definitely has a way with words. Ask anyone who's seen his alphabet rap with Jimmy Fallon, and they'll surely agree.
Detonator, dime a dank, daily do and go. Demonstrations, Don Dada on the down low. Eating other editors with each and every energetic epileptic episode, elevated etiquette.
But he's a successful wielder of the written word too. While still filming the Harry Potter movies, Radcliffe began writing poetry under the pseudonym Jacob Gershon.
Yeah, I love writing poetry. I had 4 poems published under that name.
And he managed to get a few pieces published in Rubbish magazine. It's not exactly the most flattering name for a mag, but there was a mad rush to read it once Radcliffe's contribution was revealed.
Are you a writer? Because I've got a job for a writer.
Number 1, his parents said no to Harry Potter. When Daniel Radcliffe was first being considered for the role of Harry Potter, his parents weren't going to let him audition for it.
You're never going back to that school. You're never going to see those freaky friends of yours again. Never!
The original deal reportedly meant a contract for 6 films, all filmed in LA, which, for a then 10-year-old boy, is a pretty big commitment. Once plans for shooting switched to the UK, however, and Radcliffe was presented with a shorter contract, his parents swiftly changed their minds. And the rest is history. The ultimately successful audition changed Radcliffe's life and etched the actor's name into Muggle minds forever.
You're a wizard, Harry.
I'm a what?
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from Watch Mojo UK and subscribe for more great content.